Alright, welcome everybody to D&D The Ascension, session number 40, The Hunt for a Jarl. You guys ready?
All just yes.
As ready as we're gonna get, I think.
As ready as we will get.
Alright. Yeah, as ready as we're gonna get. Alright, so it's been a while since we played this game, so I'm gonna do my best to give us a decent recap, though there was a lot of the same happening last session, so we'll cover a little bit further back than just last session. So, the group of you, the Fey-Team, have found themselves chasing after giants. They are attacking the Sword Coast, and you've been recruited by several lords and ladies of the Sword Coast to investigate the problem. Giants attacking is nothing new. It happens every once in a while, especially with frost giants and hill giants and such, the more evil races, but they seem to be working together, which is very odd. So you've started investigating. Throughout your journey thus far, you found a steading belonging to a group of hill giants. You assaulted it, sneaking inside, and moving throughout it, as well as the dungeon level below it, you discovered there were other types of giants there. The rumors that different races of giants working together were, in fact, true. You learned some pieces of insight, I suppose, with who or what may be behind all of this, but nothing concrete quite yet. After finishing off the dungeon level, killing most of the bugbears and hill giants, as well as a few fire giants that resided down there, and setting a large tribe of orcs free to reclaim their home that was this cave system, you found an interesting set of magical items that allowed you to teleport around. Working out the kinks of it and such, and discovering that you could set a few places for instant teleportation via a map in this magical chain, you set off to Neverwinter shopping for a bit, and then went to a place marked on the map, far to the north, that seemed to be an area of interest of the giants. When you arrived at this glacial stronghold, I suppose, only seeing a glacial rift down below you, you eventually found a path leading down inside of it, large enough for giants to walk through. Once you ventured within it, you were presented with two paths, one leading to your right and one to your left. Thus the party set off, choosing the right path. You ran into some interesting creatures, a pack of these yetis, one of them wielding a interesting-looking greatsword, if I remember correctly. Also running into a few frost giants, which didn't really surprise you, but definitely marked that you were in the right place. After slaying all of them and investigating a bit further, finding a lot of small cave systems inside this glacier that were devoted to housing or storing stuff, or housing and having a place for the giants to rest, you continue to the south. Oh, okay. As you continued further down this path, moving along the west side of the rift that was still present, even though you had descended at least a few hundred feet, rather, about 300 feet down. The rift continued another 100 to 300 feet down below you. You kept moving along the west side of it, eventually running into an interesting pathway that had a bunch of runes scribbled on, etched into the floor. Some of you were able to read these as a warning, and unfortunately ignoring it, you discovered that the path beyond was covered in this mold and this ivory coloring. You noticed that the ivory coloring was in fact bones of creatures who had succumbed to this mold. You decided to retreat from there, moving down another path where you heard a bunch of snoring. Moving forward, unfortunately, you did lose the element of surprise, finding two more frost giants, but ultimately they were unable to stand against you, and you slayed them both. You've now found yourself in this small chamber that has some sacks and some resting area made of old hides and linens and such. And with the help of a healing spirit spell cast by Berwyn, you find yourselves a bit rested up, a bit more lively, with your elf compatriot, this knight named Aeson, who said he would venture with you for no less than a year to repay his debt to you. You find yourselves ready to set off again, and that is where we're going to go ahead and start this session. But y'all are still on the map. I never moved you. So there we go.
We're still there.
Yes, because last session there was a storm assaulting my house and I left very quickly. Alright.
That worked,
So as you're
didn't it?
looking... Yeah, it did. As you're looking around the room, once again, the 2 frost giants slain, you see there's another path that you haven't ventured down leading up to the northeast. You assume back towards the rift. Around you, you see a few sacks of rocks and such, as well as this kind of bedding area made of linens and old hides and such. Probably where that one frost giant was sleeping. So, what do y'all want to do?
And remind me, because I don't recall, we just kind of picked through and looked and there was really nothing of importance here.
Yes. One was... Yeah. You were able to tell that one of them had been watching for interlopers inside the cave. The other one was sleeping, but after killing them both and searching around, you find that really the only useful thing that they had on them were these bags of rocks, and they are of no use to you, but only to those of giant size.
Okay. Markinor will kind of kick through the items and shake his head. All right, well, obviously this isn't what we're looking for. I guess we'll continue.
Yeah, let's
Onward.
keep moving.
And start making his way up the pathway here.
As you do so, start making your way up here, that ever-present howling of wind that you've experienced since getting down here doubles in force as you move back out into the open. You see off to your east is just about a 200-foot drop down below you, leading to kind of snow-blown and icy bottom of this rift going through it. To your south, you see a couple paths.
And out in towards the middle, we still don't see anything out there.
No, it's once again kind of hard to see down towards the very bottom. You're getting wisps, the entire time. Just imagine, a snowstorm, a blizzard blowing through this entire area, constant wind and ice being thrown around. So every once in a while, you kind of see what looks like to be the bottom of this area, but it's hard to tell anything for certain.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Continue.
Aeson is following along.
Yeah.
Aeson's still a bit bloodied and stuff, but he keeps his duty and his honor by following along with you.
Kind of pushed him back last time after he took a bit of a beating.
Yeah, he resorted to his crossbow, but, that was something.
After Markinor told him to stay behind him, yeah.
Yeah. It's like, what are you doing? Stop it. You're going to get yourself killed. Idiot.
So continuing down this long path, the sound of the wind kind of dying down a bit, just walking along.
Continuing. Paths.
As you move down the hallway, Markinor, rounding around, you see another path down to your southeast, leading off further in. You do notice a large fire seems to be flickering down this hallway. Unfortunately, though, you see something a bit more readily threatening you. You see another frost giant looking straight at you as you walk around the corner, your armor kind of racketing up and down, leading small echoes down this long cavern. And he immediately starts to stand up, holding this large great axe. And as he looks towards you, resting the handle in one hand and the blade kind of resting in his other hand, he calls out to you all in Giant. Who goes there?
Markinor raises his hand and kind of waves to him, very friendly. Kind of points to himself. Markinor, Fey-Team.
That the giant kind of tilts his head to the side. Don't know no Markinor Fey-Team.
It's alright, don't worry about it. Looks back to Kaylin, like, You know what's about to happen, right?
Oh,
Just
yeah.
not even going to make you roll persuasion. I am going to make you roll for initiative, though.
That's the wrong roll.
That's the wrong roll.
Wow.
So seeing that and seeing you all kind of awkwardly staring down this this frost giant, rather, you see him looking back and shaking his head, and he raises up the great axe, looking to his right, where you see another one moving up towards the cavern as well, and you hear the one that you were speaking to calling out once again in giant, "Intruders!"
We're not intruders. We're welcome here.
Sure you are. All right, so let's go ahead and get initiative rolled and get some fun little battle music going.
Nah,
All right,
not great
so
enough.
the sound of intruders echoing up and down the hallway as you see these two frost giants beginning to move forward. But before them, Aelion, you're the first to react. What do you want to do?
Elliot kind of had his bow out, sort of looking around always, and readies it, and does the usual. Do 3 shots of that. Oh my.
Okay, starting it off big, huh?
Oh wow.
Okay, so you're gonna move forward, or are you gonna try to take pop shots from there?
I'm just gonna take pot shots to this guy down here.
Okay, he will have slight cover from you due to the ripples in the walls and such. So doesn't matter, all of them hit.
We'll start out with that one.
Oh, no.
Oh, okay.
Ouch, that damage.
All right, so 17, 19 off the first one. 2. And you did Hunter Mark it first, right?
No, just regular.
No. Okay, just regular.
I turned it off.
All right, so 17, 12. Calculator. I always need a calculator for now. I know better. Oh God, why is the calculator fucking huge? That was a maximized calculator on my screen. What the hell?
That's terrifying.
That is for calculating Stone Skull's damage.
Pretty much, yeah. That's probably the last time I used it too. There we go. Okay, sorry. Had to take care of my sub ping. Okay, so 41 points of damage from Aelion as 3 arrows whisking down. You see them just threading the needle. I want to emphasize how small of a gap you had to go through between this wall here and this outpouring of a crevice there. Just right between all the party members, zapping into this giant that's starting to move forward. He's thwack, thwack, thwack. He kind of backs away, staggering a bit, looking down at 3 arrows deeply embedded in his chest, like, "Nani da fuck?" and starts moving forward again.
And I am going to move forward as well. I'll ready my swords and use the bonus action to ignite Flame Tail.
All right, so bonus action, knighting up the brand new sword, newish sword. All right, Markinor, you're up next. Surprisingly,
What? I'm super surprised because I thought I was gonna be like near last. So, what am I gonna do? Holy
Jesus.
fuck. This is
The man doesn't know what to
odd.
do because he's so early in the turn order.
Yes.
there's usually time for this.
I
What the
usually
hell?
have plenty of time to prepare for these things. I'm gonna move forward and frantically cast Sacred Flame.
Sacred Flame. Okay. The same one, I'm assuming, with the arrows.
Straight
in
south, yeah.
him? All right, he's gonna make a dex save.
Take save.
Yeah, he's super good at these. Yeah, it's scoring a crispy 10
Yeah,
damage.
hitting him with a 10 radiant. And I think that's going to be it. Yeah, I'm just going to hold my position right here at the mouth of this little cave entrance here.
All right, Markinor rushing forward as he does so, stomping along. Just moving forward, raising up his hand. As he does so, he casts it forward, and this ball of radiant flame appears right next to this giant's head and just bursts. You see him trying to dodge, but is unable to do so, taking nice 10 damage. Kaylin, your turn.
Okay, so not used to Markinor actually going before Kaylin.
Yeah.
She's going to move down so she can see everybody. And then Warlock, because Warlock.
Because Warlock. Yeah.
The one that's got the arrows and stuff in it.
Okay, the one
Straight
y'all
south.
just obliterating.
Just
All right,
beating the
yeah.
hell out of him.
No cover, so all 3 will hit. Open that calculator again. Plus
Yeah,
7,
33.
plus 14, 33. All right.
From a cantrip.
Low ass freaking initiative rolls. All right. All right. So Kaylin moving forward, seeing Markinor charging forward, hitting him with Sacred Flame. Kaylin just kind of watches Markinor moving forward and says, "Oh, well, he's at least got this gap covered." Firing off 3 Eldritch Blasts, 3 tendrils of Force Energy, slamming into this giant, right into its chest. It's stumbling backwards. You see this giant was trying to run forward, but is having no progress, just getting slammed with attack after attack, just stumbling back into place and then moving forward again. Anything else?
And just based on where... Yeah, never mind. Yeah, I'm done.
You didn't roll for the second, or are you doing them together?
What? Huh?
Havoc.
What?
You didn't roll for the second one? Or are you
Oh, no, they're
rolling them
sharing
together?
initiative.
Okay, okay.
They're all together.
Okay.
Yep. All right, Berwin, your friends are moving forward. What would you like to do?
Well, I guess I should move forward too then.
Don't forget, not a druid. You don't have
I'm
wild
gonna
shape.
move here and hold an action till one of them gets within 30 feet of me.
30 feet of you. Okay. What action are you holding? Spell, I'm assuming.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Alrighty, so Berwin rushing forward, preparing himself as he sees 2 giants moving forward. First one is going to take several steps forward, moving within 30 feet. So, Berwin, you will be able to use your held spell now.
Alright.
Wow, that damage.
Blight, though, okay. That's a con save, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 17.
Pretty
meets
good
it.
at
It passes.
So
passes.
19 damage.
Is it a half damage one?
Mhm.
Yeah.
It is.
What a waste of a good damage roll.
Yeah.
19 points, okay. Alright, so as it moves forward, you see Berwin casting his hand out. As he does so, black tendrils of just necrotic energy beginning to creep up the side of this Frost Giant's neck. It shrugs it off as best it can, kind of scratching away as it charges forward. It is going to move within melee range of Markinor and strike down twice with a great axe.
At disadvantage.
At disadvantage, 20 to hit,
Nope.
22 to hit.
Meets. But, oh, that was a con save. Yeah, that meets. So it hits.
Alright, so bringing it down. The first time you raise up your shield, blocking the first attack as you're recovering, sliding on the ice a bit. Looking back up, you see him coming around towards your middle, and you're unable to dodge it or block it in time, and you take 28 slashing damage. The one in the back is going to see you kind of holding the line there in front and is going to hurl a rock at you.
Okay.
27 to hit.
Yep.
Alright, rock comes tumbling in right past the giant's head, slamming into you as you're still recovering from the great axe attack, and you take another 33 bludgeoning damage.
28, 33.
Everybody give me
Ouch.
perception checks.
28. 33. Perception?
Oh my.
Yes, perception.
Wow.
Okay.
Alright, God, there's only 4 rolls. That's so weird. As you're standing there, this giant slamming down to you, you hear more muffled voices echoing up this hallway that's slightly lit with a flickering light from some kind of fire or something. You hear voices coming from there, and then heavy, plated, metal-sounding footsteps.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Oh my.
Ooh.
Okay.
That's not what I wanted to
Okay.
do. Right there and right there. Okay, so that's the end of the Frost
Yeah.
Giant's turn. He's gonna take a few steps forward, and that'll be the end of his turn. All right, Aelion.
Let's see here. Can I sort of sneak
Oof,
in
that was
here
rough.
somewhere? I'll go like here-ish, but that's what well.
Okay.
Can I like dart in between Markinor and the giant, slash at it and dart back?
You could. You may draw an attack of opportunity. You could stay up here, kind of in this small crevice.
In
if
the
you
corner
wanted.
there.
Okay, yeah, I'll put it's still 30. Alright, well, in that case, I'm going to, I'll do a swipe. I'll just start with one.
24 will hit. Or 11. Giant's your favorite enemy? I can't remember.
No.
No. God, another nat 20. Okay. That's
22.
another 22. Okay. Second attack hits, cutting across the knee. He's starting to crumple. Looks pretty bloodied.
Alright,
Still alive though.
third attack. 14.
Ooh, 14. As you swing one more time, you see his hand merging down and blocks and knocks your blade away from him.
Oh my. That is end of my turn.
All right, Aelion coming down. This one Frost Giant taking a severe amount of damage from all of your attacks. Still standing, but barely. Those heavy footsteps begin to grow in volume. Just my sheets. Okay. Stomp, 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 motherfuckers. Yeah. You see a large fire giant with a huge greatsword in his hands, moving forward, stomping and dashing down. Boom, 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 boom. Running towards all of you. That will be his turn.
Oh.
More heavy footsteps. Not quite as loud, but... Is that right? No, that is not right. Roll 20 fucked up. Hold up, 1 second. Do. There we go. Delete this one. Okay. Making sure I have the correct character sheet so I'm not chipping y'all out on anything. Alright, you hear more heavy footsteps, however, more so out of a giant than the heavy grieved ones, but you can hear them stomping along much the same, chasing after the first one. And those of you up in this area here see two fire giants, one heavily armored, the other one not so much, but still two fire giants nonetheless. Alright, I need to add him back to the initiative. Oops. Oh, everything is breaking and I hate it. Alright, so the next will be Markinor.
Markinor is going to do what Markinor does and cast Spirit Guardians. So going to kind of scan around the room and begin to watch as the spirits begin to flitter out of nothingness around him, kind of designating the party to be safe. And for a bonus action, I'm going to bonus action use one of my potions of greater healing. So getting 16 healing back. 16. And the cloak has reactivated at the start of his turn. And that's going to be it.
Alrighty, so these guardians beginning to flutter around Markinor. Looking kind of beat up after those attacks, but taking a potion of healing some of the wounds and blood drying up, but still not optimal health gauge right now. Excuse me. All right. Kaylin, your turn.
All right. Seeing this large, grieved, armored fire giant coming down the hall, Kaylin just is not even flinching, just says, okay, nice to meet you. Cast Mental Prison. DC 2 Intelligence. Should be within range.
Heck yeah.
I have no idea what
That
It's
is
a 60-foot range.
terrifying
60 foot.
spell.
Yeah, that should be.
Guys, if you haven't seen it,
Yeah.
terrifying.
All right. So he's got to make an intelligence save. Okay.
They're super intelligent, by the way.
Super intelligent.
Okay, so he takes 33 immediate psychic damage, and he's surrounded. He's seen me. So again, surrounded with me, but holding like dual fireballs up next to him. Just
Okay.
a whole bunch of copies.
Right. Okay, so he's just seeing a bunch of images of you surrounding him with just fireballs at the ready.
And just laughing.
Okay. It's terrifying. Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else?
Just yell down to Markinor and Aelion, yeah, we may have some trouble back here, but deal with those little piddly ones down there first.
Okay. You all see as this fire giant begins to slow, holding his great axe up and kind of looking around a bit perplexed, but then grinning as he's doing so. You suspect he's probably going to do something, but we're not quite there yet. Berwin, your turn.
Oh boy, what do I want?
Cool.
I'm going to walk up right here behind Markinor. And anything here. 8 healing.
All right. 8 healing to Markador.
Why, thank you.
And I'm then going to move that back here. And that's it.
All right. So where did you move before you moved back? I wouldn't pay attention.
Yeah, just within
Yeah, directly
Markinor.
north of Aelion. So that would probably
Okay.
be in range of the Frost Giant.
All right. Yeah, big boy's got big reach. So as you step back, Berwin, he is going to swing his great axe at you. 22 to hit.
Bad hit.
Hold on. Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Go
Are
ahead.
you making your attack?
Yes.
Okay. It'll resolve with you first.
Okay.
The stack.
27.
27 will hit.
Okay. 9.
Or 9. All right. So as this giant, leaning over, bloodied, sees Berwin moving up, laying his hands on the back of Markinor, and then begins to turn away. You see him futilely just reaching out, trying to swipe through the air towards Berwin's back. As he does so, this huge hammer, huge in comparison to your normal-sized folk, tiny compared to the giant, comes up and clocks him right across the chin. As he's swinging, the shot goes up above Berwin's head, your hair kind of flying through the air from the force of the blast, but missing you as the giant hits against the wall next to him and then falls to his knees, his eyes rolling back and going white before falling to the ground.
Yeah.
So, since he's dead,
Nice.
His attack of opportunity will not hit.
Okay.
Nice.
That happens. I'm kind of duck, turn around a little confused, and then keep on walking.
Okay.
Wait,
All
what
right.
just happened back there?
All right. So I forgot Aeson. So Aeson's moving forward. I'm going to give him 2 attacks, basically 2 turns, just real quick. He is going to
Blast. Do it.
How far away is this dude? Oh yeah, he's well within range. 2 heavy crossbow attacks at the other Frost Giants. Unfortunately,
damn.
firing down the hall, it's just not a
That's
super
rough.
weapon that he is super good with, unfortunately. Shooting it off, and it just clatters off the walls and clatters off the armor of the Frost Giant as he smiles and keeps moving forward.
Not very good with that thing.
That's okay. That's okay.
Well, I apologize. He'll ask me not to go to the front line, so I'm doing my best to acquiesce to your requests. I'm not very good with this damn thing.
You're doing the right thing. It's fine. We appreciate it.
You'll get better.
Thank you.
See him growling.
You're
and
already
moving
better
forward.
than me with a longbow.
All right, he moves down to the hallway where the fire giants are coming. He says, "I will hold them off if I need to be." Frost Giant, seeing spirit guardians and stuff rotating through the air, is not amused by the concept of being involved with that. So he's going to stay back and hurl another rocket Markinor.
Okay.
12.
Does not.
All right, lands one of your spirit guardians floating through the air and just kind of running into the rock. It doesn't even get to you; it just shatters into pieces, little chunks of pebbles bouncing off your armor. And that'll be the end of the one Frost Giant. Aelion, back to you.
No. I'm just gonna keep moving forward.
Push it.
I have my swords out. I want to use them. So let's do. We'll just do all 3 of them.
All 3 will hit.
11, 12, that's 23 plus 9 is 22 plus
32.
32.
Plus 7.
7 fire.
So 39. Nice. All right. Anything else?
Call back to Markinor like, I don't want to face this guy alone, but I will if I must.
Markin's breathing heavily and stuff behind you. Like, yeah, sure.
It's fun. It's
All
Don't
right.
worry, I got this.
3 attacks with Shatter Spike and the Flame Tongue Sword, lashing into this giant's knees and thighs, drawing blood from all 3. Pretty solid attacks to this guy who was unharmed before, but taking a good chunk of damage now. You all watch as this fire giant is grinning around him. At what only he can see is a bunch of Kalins holding fire, and he seems not perturbed. And he immediately lashes out with his greatsword towards one of the illusions.
And it takes
That
50
procs the
seconds.
second. Yeah, god damn, that's so much.
It's so
not real
beefy.
smart, but
And the sad thing,
so
that's
beefy.
like average.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Like,
Yeah.
So
yeah,
beefy.
what 1 point below average. I
Yeah,
guess
50.
the way they do average.
Yeah.
Right, 'cause that's half plus 1.
Yeah. All right. So 50 points of damage coming out as you watch the giant recoil. Is almost like he was hit in the face by something, holding his head as his ears begin to drop with this crimson red blood. He looks around furiously, not seeing what he saw before, but seeing what's ahead of him. He used his action to make 1 attack, which caused that to go off. He is going to now see what's going on. Oh, why did I move him there? He's going to run towards the elf in your party.
Wisdom save.
Yep, as he moves into that, he will certainly do a crispy wisdom save. 16, I think that fails.
Fails. Think.
What'd you
16
think?
matches.
Oh, okay,
matches.
so he will take half damage.
Half damage, so only
whatever you
2.
rolled.
It was super low.
Only 2. Was it? Okay.
That is a
So
low
getting
roll.
in,
Uh-huh.
yeah, ignoring the
1-1-2.
spirit guardians as he lunges out with his second attack with this this greatsword rather, towards Aeson. 15 misses.
Yeah.
As it lunges down, you see Aeson looking up and kind of stands aside, and it just lands on the ground next to him, and he looks up. Ha ha!
Didn't hit me that time, bastard.
10, 15. He's going to kind of move up to where he gets a line of sight on people. He's got 3 targets.
Oh, great. Oh.
Back towards Berwyn with a rock.
No.
26 to hit.
Ouch.
Yeah.
For 25 bludgeoning damage as this rock slams against you, knocking you into the wall. You stumble back forward, the rock essentially disintegrating across you from the force of the impact. This slightly smaller fire giant, still very dangerous. Alright, that's both of their turns. Markinor, your turn, sir.
Part of me wants to run back, and then part of me wants to run forward. I'm going to... One second. I'm going to look to the one at the south. Point down to him and shout, "That's not the one you wish to fight," and cast Compel Duel. It's a bonus action. Wisdom save.
Against the one to the south, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. A wisdom saving throw. 5.
Okay. So he wants to come to me and fight me and ignore Aelion.
Alright.
And then I'm going to primary action cast Sacred Flame on him from up here.
Same dude.
Yeah, same dude. Dex
Okay.
save.
So good at these. Hey, 17!
Hey, he saved. Alright, so he takes no damage.
Alright. That was a good roll, too.
Mm-hmm, that was a really good roll.
Alright.
And just kind of brace and get ready for this guy coming towards me.
Okay. Markinor yelling out for this frost giant, sending out divine energy in his words as he compels it to duel him. You see his head turning away from Aelion towards Markinor as Markinor casts out another spell, and you see aim for this frost giant's head this time, and he kind of just leans his head to the side as it explodes. He kind of looks at the explosion area contemptuously, then back at Markinor. Kaylin.
Alright. So, I'm still focusing on the Frost Giants. I'm going to...
Frost or
cast-
the fire?
Or fire, sorry, fire. Gonna cast Synaptic Static centered on the far one. So it should hit both. It's
Okay.
a 20-foot radius.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll hit both of them.
So, intelligence save.
Fire giant, intelligence, fail.
Fail.
Other dude, even worse. Yeah, we'll fail.
So 30 damage for each of them, psychic. And they have multiple thoughts for a minute. Subtract a d6 from their attack roll and ability checks.
All right.
This is kind of scary.
At the end of
Chad.
each of their turns. Okay, so this will be able to try to save. Not that they have much hope of doing so. All right. Anything else?
Yeah, that's it for now.
All right. So
Just yell out to the party. I'm trying to keep these guys locked.
all right. So the psychic energy begins to pulse through the air. Little tendrils of purple hitting, but both of these fire giants. You see both of them wincing in pain as they are hit by the full brunt of it, and they kind of wobble in place. The lingering effects of the spell definitely affecting them. Berwin, you just got hit by a rock.
Yeah, that hurt. Alright. I'm gonna cast Idle Wave to make it real one. Starting here
Down the hallway.
and going down this hall for 30.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so hitting both of them then.
Yep.
Both of them gotta make dex saves. Okay, fire giant first. Fail and fail.
So they
All
are
right.
both prone and take 20 damage.
Mm-hmm.
And the water just disappears. Magic water.
Magic
Alright.
water.
Yay, magic
20
water.
points.
Magic water.
20. 20. Okay. And prone. Do. Alright. Anything else?
No, that's it.
All right, so you all see what appears to be the ice melting around as the surge of water begins to build up very quickly and then explodes forward, washing down this hallway, hitting both the fire giants as they let out roars of pain being struck against it. As the water simmers down and clears, you see both of them laying on the ground, breathing heavily and spitting water out of their mouths. Both prone. One closest to y'all especially looks pretty effed up, which Aeson sees and decides to rush forward with his great sword out. His special greatsword, actually. Yeah, I've already. Wait.
Yeah.
Have I
No?
adjusted his stuff for that?
Yes.
Does he have that? Yeah, y'all gave him that.
Yeah,
but
I
he's,
think so.
Yeah, but he needs some. He doesn't get any benefits from it yet. Unfortunately, he takes some time to get used to it. So he is going to rush forward with his greatsword, yelling out, "Have at you, fire scum!" and swing his greatsword twice with advantage. 23 on the
hit
second
once.
level hit. Yay!
He got it.
He did
Bring him
damage.
down.
He did
With
something.
11 slashings, carving into this fire giant. He groans in pain as he's hit. The fire giant still alive, but looking very hurt. Aeson kind of braces himself, hoping that the fire giant doesn't get back up. The frost giant, seeing Markinor and being compelled forward, is going to look down at Aelion and kind of brush past him, rushing forward to about here. Bringing the great axe up, he will move into the area of effect of that, but be within range for melee as well. So he's going to make his wisdom save.
Yep. And I actually need to roll a new one for that.
Yes.
For this turn. So, ooh. Oh wait,
Much
that might not be right. No, it's not right.
What level
No,
do you
no,
got?
the first one is right. Yep.
Yeah.
First one is right.
Don't
Much
add the
better.
6.
So yeah, 17 radiant damage.
Just 17. Okay. Alright, he will fail, taking 17. Alright, but he is still within range. He is going to follow up with your compelled duel, swinging his great axe twice at you, Markinor. 14, natural 1. Alright. Swinging forward, just bouncing off. For the sake of brevity, I won't have him roll on the table. Yeah, there's no need.
Yeah.
So he swings through the air, just missing completely, still buffeted by these Fey Guardians surrounding you. Just cannot get a clean stroke off, unfortunately. Aelion.
Well, this guy just turned his back to me, so I feel like I kind of have to just keep getting at him.
Mm-hmm.
Once again, all 3 attacks will hit.
So 17, 22, 29.
29 total? Okay.
29.
As he's struck 3 times, you see him shaking his head, the compelled magic compelling him to fight Markinor wearing off. But he is still taking all 3 attacks and looking slightly more effed up than he was before. Still standing, though. Anything else?
I want to. Can I move through him, sort of back to where I was in this little spot?
Yeah, I'll allow it. It's fine. Big creatures, you're running through their legs and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so getting to the other side, slashing him 3 times as you pass between his legs and cutting into his calves and such. The flame tongue strike kind of searing the wound. Frost Giant shaking his head, still alive and still going, but looking a bit more messed up. This fire giant is going to stand up as he makes another. Actually, he's going to make the wisdom save first.
Yep.
Wisdom 12. How much was it?
So
17?
17.
You see him rising up, and as he does so, you see this Fey Guardian swing around holding the spectral shield and just bashes it straight into this fire giant's face. You see his eyes, too, roll back and go blank as he collapses back on the
Spirit
ground.
Guardians OP. boys
Aeson
and
breathing a
girls.
slight sigh of relief until he sees the other one standing up
Never even needed that intelligence.
and is going
So many
to
saves.
not move into the Spectral Guardians, but instead pull out another rock out of his bag and hurl it at a... Actually, he's going to random it. Hurl it towards Kaylin this time. 26 to hit Kaylin.
That hits.
Jesus.
For 20 bludgeoning damage as the rock careens into you, knocking you backwards, kind of catching you on your right side. Intelligence save from him. -1, yeah.
Succeed.
He is too stupid for the spell to affect him anymore.
Oh no, he's just gonna start nuking everything.
All right. Is there an intelligence limit on synaptic static? I don't even remember. I don't think there is.
That'd be awful.
It'd be hilarious if it's too stupid for it to hurt him. Oh, there is. It's creature with intelligence score of 2 or lower. Unfortunately, he's just smarter than that.
What have it to?
Beasts, essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really don't.
Yeah.
Constructs and shit. All right. He's stood back up. Oh, wait. Sorry. Well, wait. Would 20 still hit you, Kaylin?
20, yeah. Because it's a thrown object.
All right. Just because he was supposed to roll a d6, but the lowest he could have rolled was a 20, so...
Yeah.
All right, so that'll be the end of his turn as we move on again to Markanor.
Okay. Markanor will step forward. I guess I'm just gonna swing the hammer a couple times here. At least once. 20, and then
Will hit.
18.
Will also hit.
Okay. So 9 and 10, so 19. And then... I'm going to bonus action. Yeah. Cast Mass Healing Word to everybody that can hear me in our party for 7 healing.
All right. All right, everybody around can hear you, so you all get 7 HP back. Aeson included, who is very thankful.
And take one more step this way. And that'll be my turn.
All right. Okay, so swinging down the hammer, hitting this fire giant, your bones cracking in his knee from the second hit, doing a good chunk of damage to him. He's limping along a bit, still looking dangerous, but very fatigued and bloodied, but still going. Kaylin.
All right. Gonna keep focusing to the left on the other fire giants.
Okay.
And we're gonna go back to being regular warlock.
Say the line, Warlock.
I would like to use... Because I haven't done this yet. War God's Blessing and give Kaylin plus 10 on that last Eldritch Blast.
Okay. It's still gonna miss because the nat 1 was rolled.
Is that... Oh, okay.
Yeah, the nat 1 counts. I mean, something could technically have lower than 11 AC and it would still miss because critical fail.
Right.
So if you would like to
Well.
retcon that, that is fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll
because I can get
retcon
rid of
it.
it on my own anyway, so don't
Okay.
worry about that.
Okay.
Because I'm
Damn.
actually gonna Devil's Old Luck that.
Okay.
Devil's Unlock reroll, or is it just an addition?
Addition.
Oh, it's just an addition. Yeah, the addition's still not going to get rid of the nat 1.
I thought it did because of what it was. Find that.
I'll double check and read it, but... Oh, why can't you just bring it up if I do a search? Damn it.
That's no fun.
I was wanting to use that. I haven't got
Doubles
to
of
use it
luck.
yet.
Alter your fate when you make an ability check or saving throw. Doesn't say anything about an attack roll, actually.
Oh yeah, that's right. It's ability check.
Yeah.
Then yeah, no.
Which makes sense, because then it would save it, because natural ones don't count on those.
Yeah.
Only on attacks. One retcon change that I will be doing after rereading some stuff today, because it was brought up in another channel, is I will only be counting natural ones for rolling on the table on your first attack. So going forward, if you make it on like the second or third, I'm just going to say it misses.
Okay.
So that was third, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So 21.
Just because as you're getting 21, okay. Because the reasoning behind that is that as you are growing in level, you're getting more attacks or more opportunities to do stuff. You shouldn't be feeling weaker because you now have more opportunities to roll in that one.
Gotcha.
So first one will still count if you roll on the very first attack, but beyond that, you'll just miss.
Yeah, that's fair.
All right. Yeah, so doing 22 points of damage, right?
Mm-hmm.
Anything else you'd like to do?
No, that's it.
All right. Kalen shooting off 3 more bolts. The third one, unfortunately, just catching the body of the fallen fire giant, but the other 2 striking into the one behind it, doing some damage. He, too, is starting to look pretty beat up, but still going. Berwyn.
I was muted.
Hey. Hi.
Oh, Havoc.
Mm-hmm.
Because I missed this. I no longer have my Spirit Guardians because Compelled Duel is also a concentration spell.
Oh.
Yeah, so it dropped. I didn't notice that at first.
I didn't either. Interesting for that to be a concentration. Makes sense, I guess, for being a bonus action. Okay. It wouldn't have really affected the outcome any, so that's fine. Okay. Berwyn?
I'm gonna cast Produce Flame and give it a toss at this guy.
Okay.
But he's a
I haven't done that in a
fire
while.
giant. Why would you throw it at a fire giant? Doesn't make sense.
27 to hit.
27 will hit.
8 fire damage.
All right. Anything else?
That's it.
All right, as Berwyn holds up this ball of fire, kind of passing, tossing it up and down one time, then hurls it over the heads of everyone in front of him, landing down. You see it coming down straight towards the face of this fire giant, who looks at it, kind of raising an eyebrow as it hits him right in the face, and you see him looking back down towards you, his face not even mildly scarred, and just chuckles.
All
Fire
right.
giants.
If only there was the opposite effect in the room just to the south.
Hey, you know what? I don't want to hear it from you.
Come on,
Let him
it's
attack
worst
the
room
fire
ever.
giant with fire. All right.
I'm doing my best up here. Lay
All
off
right.
of me.
Aeson, seeing that happen, says, "Do not worry, fair druid. I'll take care of this beast."
No, Aeson, don't.
Aeson takes off running, bringing his greatsword
No,
around
Aeson,
twice.
don't.
He's fine.
We'll have to kill it right now.
21 and 16. Both attacks will hit for 22 points of damage. All right.
Okay. Okay.
2 meaty slashes coming out from this blue, slightly glowing sword across this thing's legs. You see the fire giant stumbling backwards, not having the heavy plate armor that the other one had to protect itself, but still standing, however. Not dead yet. Looks very bloodied. As does this one as he looks around the spectral guardians going away. He's still going to look towards Markinor, swinging great axe twice. 23 to hit on the second one.
23 will hit.
Catching you for 23 slashing damage. Your protection from your mantle, or your cloak rather, dropping away. Alright, that is the end of his turn. Elion!
kill him. I'll just start with that. Oh, does
28 and 15. Both hit.
Okay.
24. Okay, still standing.
Alright, well, we'll use the bonus action too. And crit fail.
Well, just as you slash twice with Shatter Spike, cutting through both times, the second one kind of glancing off a bit through this hide armor. You reach forward, stabbing forward, and as you do so, you see the Great Axe just whipping back around and throwing the flame tongue back away, and your attack misses.
That'll do it.
All right, this guy looking very hurt, but still standing, putting up as best a fight as he can. Fire Giant's dead. Frost Giant is not the littler Fire Giant is not, though. Aeson rushed in, so he is going to bring this great club that he has around and swing it twice towards Aeson. Oh dear, both of those are going to hit. 17 and 16, those are odd numbers. Oh wait, D6s. Yes.
Yeah,
Couldn't
D6s, it might make a difference.
Ooh. So
One
20,
of those should.
and the other one's down real low. It's 16, I think. Right. Second
15.
one, 15. Okay, 15. Yeah. 15 will miss. 20 will still hit, unfortunately, for 17 bludgeoning damage from the great club. Aeson gets hit, crumpling a bit, but then stands back up, gritting his teeth. His smile kind of leaving his face, but he's still standing there, not looking terrible after that attack, surprisingly. Especially with the synaptic static kind of taking over and causing the second attack to miss. Markador!
Yeah.
You can roll your intelligence fail if you want to.
No, yeah, I mean, because why not? Yeah.
Why not?
I don't think it's actually possible. Wait.
You're 17,
No, it's
right, for your
impossible.
DC?
18.
18? Oh, yeah, he can't do it. I'm not going to bother anymore. Roll 17.
So no matter what, by the way, so maybe you have to roll that back because Compel Duel, I'm going to relink that. He's at disadvantage no matter what. So even if he would... Oh, it wouldn't matter because it was a 23, wasn't it?
Because I hit him.
Yeah, but he got hit by somebody else with the spell.
Yeah, you got hit by somebody else, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, that's right.
That's what it was.
That's what it was. Okay, never mind. Never mind. Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna smack him with my hammer because, yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Because fuck this
why
guy.
not?
23 hits.
And then another one because 24.
24 also hits.
So 7 and 8.
All right, so with the first blow, you hamper him down, breaking his knee completely as he falls down, getting his head closer to your level. You have to still reach up a bit, but you bring the hammer of Durgan around, cracking it across his skull. A loud cracking noise as his skull breaks, blood beginning to ooze out and through his white beard and hair, and he collapses with a heavy thud.
Yay! Okay, I'm gonna run before Aeson gets himself killed.
I'm fine.
Liar. And that'll be my turn.
All right, Markador taking out the Frost Giant, moving up to this last Fire Giant who is barely hanging on. Kaylin.
Yeah, we already know what's happening here.
Mm-hmm.
Say the line, Warlock.
Say the line, Warlock.
Not with that crap.
Now I do want to use it. I'm gonna use the War God's Blessing on the 12. So make it a 22.
22, 13, and 18 will all hit.
Die,
for
motherfucker.
37 points of damage. So yeah, go ahead and give me a little bit of flavor on how your Eldritch Blast just murders this guy.
Just yells out, Aeson, I got you. Don't worry about Markador. And just, instead of 3 bolts, it's just one, like, super-sized bolt. Hits the guy square in the chest, just crumpling his sternum in.
All right, that is disgusting. But he falls with the attack crushing his bones. As you do so, seeing this last giant falling, looking around, waiting for a few moments, a couple of you breathing somewhat heavily, Aeson included, from a few of those heavy attacks hitting you. But you look around, you hear no other footsteps coming. You start to hear the howling of the wind coming from your southeast. But otherwise, that is all.
All right, hold on. Let's wait let's wait here for a second. I've got to catch my breath. And I'm going...
Okay, Markinor?
No. I'm going to cast Prayer of Healing. Take 10 minutes to rest and relax. Everybody can take 13 plus 8. So 21 points of healing as we stop and kind of catch our breath here.
Can we just take a short rest? Because I could really use that.
Well, we could do that too, but
Well, then I probably wouldn't waste the cast if that's the case. I thought we were going to keep going if we're
I'd
not...
much prefer a short rest.
Okay.
I mean, I wouldn't say no to a short rest either.
Okay. So, then short rest.
If we think we can find a safe place to do it, yeah.
Okay, let's go back in the cubby over here. In the hideout. And...
Oh, I don't have any.
Is that okay?
Where are y'all heading? What do y'all want to do?
I guess we're heading back and gonna try to short rest. In the corner back here. Like somewhere in here.
Okay. As you're moving down further into this area, you see another large heap of skins. You saw that there were a couple of bags here with some rocks and such into them. You also see 4 different sized sacks containing something inside them. You see and hear more so as you move into this area, the sound and the roar of wind begins to die down very considerably as you move over, seeing a path to the north that you just entered from, and then another path wrapping around and heading to the east. So going to try to take a short rest here.
Yeah.
Before we do that, that.
0 off.
Ooh,
Oh.
1.
Wow.
So everybody roll around in that for a minute.
For 10 rounds, so you get 10 HP no matter what.
So I need to roll, 9 more d6?
Yeah, roll 9 more d6 just to make it fair. So
Total.
36 total is what you can get from the Healing Spirit, as it is one of the cheesiest abilities in the game.
Oh.
I'm then gonna cast Pass Without a Trace from my staff, and I'm gonna take a peek around the corner here while being stealthy.
While everybody else is short resting?
Right before we start that, just to make sure there's nothing down there. While everybody's
So my plan was just to keep watch while everybody short rest.
Yeah.
I won't really benefit from one, so.
yeah, cast Pass Without a Trace on all of us, and then take a short rest.
Okay, you cannot rest while concentrating on a spell.
Even though
So
it's
if you want to...
from my okay, never mind then.
Yeah.
Won't do that then.
Yeah, the effort of concentrating on a spell will not be something you can rest through, unfortunately.
Okay, I won't do that.
You can do it, you just won't get a short rest.
No, I need the short rest.
Okay.
So before we short rest, I'm dumping Symmetric Static into my Ring of Spell Storing.
Okay. What level spell is that?
5th.
5th? Okay, yeah, as long as it's empty, you'll be able to do that.
Yeah, it was empty, so that's why I had 1 spell slot left, and I get them back, so why? I'm not going to waste it.
Makes sense. It's proper planning. Alrighty, so Aelion, you will be keeping watch, everyone else sitting down and resting for a few minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Aelion, go ahead and make a perception check for me. Alrighty. And with that, everyone sits down, resting as best they can. Even Ason's gonna roll a hit die. Oh wait, that's not how you do it.
8.
6. Alright, he's gonna be back at full after that. Healing spirit. Plus 3. Okay. Alright, so all of you sit down resting, Aelion keeping a watch to the north and south. The north, you hear that kind of whistling sound of air and the wind coming from the fissure, the ravine that you keep walking by. But to the south, it's somewhat eerily quiet. And an hour is going to pass without anything untoward showing up. But with that, let's go ahead and take a quick 5-minute break or so. Get that out of the way, and then we will continue your adventure here in the Glacial Rift.
All right.
All right.
All right. So, yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're going to step away for 5 minutes. Once we get back, we're going to continue and continue through this cave. Holy hell, Markinor took a lot of damage in that. Stick around. When we get back in 5, we're going to continue. So don't go anywhere. All right. Let's do it.
All right, so at the conclusion of your hour, everyone taking a little bit of time, except for Aelion, who keeps watch, to get a bit of a rest in, a bit of a respite here in this quiet corner of this Frost Giant Stronghold that you found yourself in. Aeson, you see, is concentrating while resting on this silver-esque greatsword that he was given by you all when you fought the Yetis. You see the pommel of it kind of comes to, it looks like a exotic white cat of some kind, wrapping up with some filigree of gold and yellow mixed with the Arctic blue. You see the blade itself almost appears to be made of ice, though closer inspection reveals it to be just blue-hewn steel, wrapping up in a very curved fashion, at the very top of it actually having a cutout of it around the most menacing part of the blade. As you all conclude your hour's rest, he kind of nods to himself, wielding, kind of swinging the greatsword through the air a few times, once again nodding to himself and then looking towards the rest of you. Says, I think I've got a handle on this sword now. I'll be a bit more useful, I hope.
All right, good. At least you're a little more prepared than you were before. How did combat feel there? And you didn't feel too overwhelmed or anything?
With that, he kind of shrugs, looking down at a couple new dents in his plate armor. He says, the savage beasts hit a bit hard, but nothing I can't handle. I didn't die. That's really all that matters.
It needs to matter a little more than that. Just because you didn't die doesn't mean it wasn't serious. We'll just keep things a little more cautious right now, and as we proceed, if you feel you need to get in the mix of things, that's all right. Just be mindful that what we're fighting isn't going to just come easily for us.
With that, you see Aeson kind of nodding, and he thinks for a moment, says, I thank you for your concern regarding my life, but you must keep in mind I would not be alive if not for you all. I am more than willing, to lay down my life for all of you to make sure you are safe. I do not want to die, of course. I'm not reckless or suicidal, but I won't hesitate to try to protect you if it costs me a beating or worse. I will still throw my life in front of yours if need be.
And just because you're willing doesn't mean we don't appreciate it. And it also doesn't mean you need to. You are as much a part of us as we are to you. So just take it easy and bear with us. We will make sure that you're protected, and should the time come, we will call upon you as is needed.
With that, he nods. Says, very well, I will be mindful going forward.
With that, Markinor will kind of stand up and kind of dust off his cloak and armor and kind of pick up his shield and kind of look to the others. All right, are you guys ready?
move on.
All right. And with that, start heading south to see what's down here.
As you begin walking forward, you see another somewhat tight for giant-sized cave, but still quite large, quite wide ahead of you. You once again do notice that you don't hear the sound of the roaring wind of the ravine coming from this direction.
I would like to cast Pass Without a Trace from the staff on it.
Okay. All right, so you watch as the ice and the little bits of snow and stuff floating through the air begin to kind of wrap around you a bit closely, giving you some semblance of added stealth going forward.
Okay. So Mark and I will continue on.
Is everybody attempting to be stealthy at this point, or?
Yeah, for the most part.
Might as well.
Keep them pretty stealthy.
Yeah.
Okay. Everybody go ahead and just roll me some stealth checks then, please.
I see. Good thing that's a 16.
Is our lowest.
All right, noted.
Okay. So yeah, continuing.
I'm stealthier than the ranger.
Do we hear anything more as we move forward?
No, it's once
Pretty
again
quiet.
eerily quiet. It's almost deafening how quiet it is compared to the last few hours of just trudging through this place and always hearing, at least at a distance, the howling wind. You hear it none, not at all now.
Give you another stealth check here. Oh, look at that.
One more round of stealth checks, please.
Just showing off there.
Damn. Hey.
That's what you get. That's what you get. All right, all still pretty relatively quiet as you continue forward. The only thing you hear a bit is kind of a hollow sound from up ahead. It's hard to describe. It almost feels like something is different.
Okay. As I was moving my token and put it down there, I was like, okay, I'm going to stop here.
As you move forward, you see... Oops. You see a intersection leading off, another pathway leading off to the east to another sharp turn in the distance. But you see to your south here a descending tunnel, much like the one that you first entered into this glacial cave. It seems to be leading further down into the distance.
Mark and I will step over to the side, let everybody kind of group up and kind of look and say, all right, what are we doing here? We have two different ways to go. The other seems to lead back, probably.
Yeah, that'd be my guess.
Have we been moving like down at all?
We
Okay.
we moved counterclockwise pretty much so far.
I guess down is in like elevation.
Oh.
Is it ramped down?
It did ramp down. No, wait.
It was just after the first entrance, where it split and went left and right. Yeah.
Yeah, you've been slowly always kind of on a decline a bit as you move further south, but it's not been super noticeable. This tunnel you're seeing is very noticeably sloped downward.
Well, I feel like we probably have to go further down. That just seems like the right thing.
Yeah, deeper seems to be better a lot of times in terms of advancing our goals.
Okay. Markinor will kind of clutch the shield a little bit and nod and continue down the path.
All right. Everybody go ahead and give me one more roll of stealth checks,
Stealth
please.
checks.
Just going to suck you back up here.
Not
just
terrible.
So I can copy you all.
Not terrible. Look, if I roll anything better than double digits, it's a good thing, okay? Because I'm very likely to not roll double digits on a stealth check.
Right.
Aelion practically vanishes.
Pretty much.
F37 over here.
A couple things set up real quick. Give me 1 second.
Oh dear. We need to turn around, guys.
All right,
Yeah.
so as you descend down this tunnel, it goes for a little bit, about 100 feet or so, taking you about a minute to slowly move down there stealthily. But eventually you see the lights dimming all around you as instead of ice surrounding you, you start to see frigid but natural stone taking over as you're seeming to move down into a cave system below the glacier itself. It's still frightfully cold, but seems to be normalizing a bit. And you see more light ahead of you, but this is definitely torchlight and not the natural light coming through the ice of the glacier.
All right. Cool.
Find now real quick. All right. As you move down into this tunnel, moving into what appears to be a larger cavern at its base, you see moving down.
Secret tunnel.
The walls bear carvings of battle and hunting scenes in bas relief. You see the scenes show giants slaying enemies, hunting dragons and other fearsome monsters, and engaged in other similar activity. You see torches burn at intervals along the length of the cavern.
Wonderful.
I think we should just continue on.
Measurements are broken? Because,
God.
Wow.
1 second.
yeah,
Let me double check it.
3 boxes.
Unless each square is 10 feet.
10 feet.
No, it's supposed to be the big squares are 10 feet, so it's just broken.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Another victim of the changes they did.
Mhm.
And just
F's in chat.
let's see. 1 grid cell equals
5.
5 feet. All right, check it now.
Okay. Yeah.
That's better.
That's better.
Okay. So big squares should be at 10 feet. Little squares 5 feet.
Yeah. Okay. Continuing the stealth rolls here, so.
Okay. As you move into the larger entry cavern, go ahead and give me one more stealth roll.
Okay. Oh god.
Oh my. Oh my.
Oh god. Well, I guess we're not
Okay.
being stealthy today.
Oh, it's still an 11.
Yeah.
All
It's
right.
still a 19.
So as you move into this large entry cavern, seeing all of the carvings and such along the walls, you see a few readily noticeable pathways. You see one immediately off to your east as you round the corner. It seems to lead up to a dead end, however. You see 2 more leading off to the south and kind of wrapping around to the southeast from what you can tell from where you are. Those of you that are a bit perceptive, Markinor, actually I think all of y'all are really perceptive. Yeah, Lois is like a 16. You notice that there's a couple of very large rocks, these huge boulders, that seem to be pressed up against places where it seems like there might have been a path there. You see one here and one over in this direction.
Okay, yeah, I see it. a little. Think
Yep.
better.
And your footsteps are kind of echoing around the room and making a bit more noise, but you don't see anything or anyone reacting to it.
I kind of envision like the slope kind of threw us off, so like we start walking down and like it gets faster and faster and faster, and like we're like, no, be quiet, and we're not able.
And
to
then
keep
we
quiet.
hit the stone.
Yeah, like bounce off the wall as we're coming down the pathway.
Wait, nobody's here.
Okay, we're good.
All right, we're good.
All right, so
Mission Impossible theme is playing in my head.
It's always playing.
So Markinor starts stepping forward, kind of taking a look around the chamber that we're in. What do I see off this direction?
You see a path kind of leading off, and it ultimately dead ends. There is nothing down that path. Don't get hung up on it.
Okay,
Got it.
We're
So-
going down that path.
we go
gotta
down
go
that
down that
path,
path.
and we have to explore
I've-
every nook and cranny.
30 minutes at least, the last group that I ran through was spent on that path. And I'm like, there's literally nothing. I know
Literally
it's
nothing
super
here.
sketchy looking. It's a dead end that goes off nowhere. It's like an unfinished path. That's all it is. Calm down.
That's
We
Nobody
gotta
will
finish
finish
it.
it.
It's going somewhere.
It has to
We
go
just have
somewhere.
to finish it.
There's a secret pathway here. I know there is.
Just hit all the walls. There's a secret wall
Despite the
somewhere.
DM telling me otherwise, there's definitely secrets here.
Just check the messages on the floor.
Tell me your secrets.
Invisible pathway ahead.
I'm gonna walk up and check out this boulder over here.
As you move up, you're able to check a little bit closer, and you do see some seams around the boulder and maybe some wisps of air kind of passing through to the other side. But it's pretty large. It's going to take some muscle to move it.
Muscle, you say?
I'm of
Muscle,
no
I say.
use.
You're absolutely right.
Small use.
Markinor has muscle. Some muscle.
Aeson
I'm
might
try
have
to move
muscle.
it.
Aeson might be able to help you.
Aeson moves
Aeson.
up. Yes.
Would you like to assist me with this?
Oh, of course. And he moves up, kind of bracing against the boulder next to you. He'll assist you, offer the helping action. So give me an athletics check with advantage.
Yay! Athletics with advantage. 23.
23. All right. So as Markinor pulls onto it or starts pushing from one side, Aeson moving to the other, grabbing hold of it. You see him kind of moving over and placing the greatsword against the ground and kind of leaning into it to move it. The greatsword holding fast as this large boulder is moved over to the side, making a bit of a loud grating sound as it does so. But just moves over and kind of clinks against the wall, revealing a path beyond.
Yeah.
Revealing a path beyond. There we go.
There's a path beyond. Alright. So that's
Quite
one.
ingenious for them to block off doorways with large boulders.
It's almost like they have an affinity for rock.
And heavy ones at that.
It's a rather narrow pathway for a giant, though.
I would rather not talk about giants and rocks. They don't feel very good.
What? You don't like playing catch with them?
No, I do not. Erwin.
I don't. It's okay. I don't either.
Yeah. I'm glad you understand.
See, the problem is the rocks tend to disintegrate when you try to catch them.
I think the point is you're supposed to dodge out of the way of them, not catch them.
Oh, that what I'm doing wrong?
Yes.
Oh,
I think that's what we're both doing wrong.
gotcha.
It's fine.
Okay, need to work on that then.
Yeah, we do.
Well, it's not catch. It's dodgeball.
It is.
Got it.
Yes. Alright. Alright, I'm gonna go. Markinor's gonna come down and kind of peek into the chamber here.
Alright. Make a perception check as you're doing so.
Okay. I can do that. Perception, not persuasion.
Gonna persuade
hallway.
the things to
I'm-
show themselves.
People, show yourselves.
As you begin moving into the chamber, everyone else starting to slowly follow behind. As you're looking around, you hear a rustle of something off to your northeast-ish, kind of on the other side of this very large rock, as you're looking further into the cavern, which is also somewhat lit. You see a few torches lining the walls, kind of blocking some of the light here and there from these large rocks that go from floor to ceiling in this large cave. You see some glimmer of something up to the far northeast. There was something reflecting the torchlight, and you see what appears to be piles of gold. But more alarmingly, you see what appears to be a large white tail moving behind the rock next to the gold.
Of course there is. I want to get a closer look at this large white tail that I'm not seeing.
Okay. So as you're all moving forward, Markinor, you hear a low voice rumbling through the cavern, echoing up from the northeast. This low voice starts out with a bit of a smooth tone to it, but then kind of snaps at the end. It says, "Who has entered here? Have you brought more gold for the Horde?"
Nope, not today.
As you get a bit closer looking around, you see a somewhat large white dragon sitting on top of this hoard of gold.
I mean, it appears you have plenty of gold. Am I right?
With that, the dragon's still sitting there, watching you all as you start moving into the chamber, not looking at you threateningly, but definitely keeping an eye on you all. Aeson kind of following behind the group. He watches and once again says, "There's always room for more."
Havoc, what is this?
That's a pit.
Don't step into the pit.
Oh.
Unless you can fly.
Back to the pit. Markinor will say, "And who's bringing you this horde? Let me guess. It's the giants who are trying to appease you."
With that, you see the dragon glancing around as you all continue to move closer. He kind of lowers his head, twisting it to side. Says, "Yes, we have an accord with them. They bring me food and wealth for the Horde, and I don't kill them all. You would be best to follow their example."
Well, funny thing about following the example of giants, that doesn't exactly mesh well with what we do.
Well, that is unfortunate for you, I suppose. I'll just take what I want. And you see the dragon rising up to all four haunches and leaning towards you threateningly. I need everybody to roll for initiative.
We fight the dragon, yo.
You will try.
We shove it in the pit.
Back to the pit.
Like battle bots in here, right?
Holy.
That's actually a 1. Markinor, once again, you have better initiative than me.
How?
You didn't roll a 1. That's how. Also, I think I'm beating you in the worst initiative 2-0 so far tonight.
I think so too. Actually.
All right, legit one on that. That's unfortunate.
Usually we're about even.
Mm-hmm.
Watch it, roll 1.
Okay. Everything's lagging. Give me a second.
That's
Okay,
fine.
there it goes. Alrighty, so as you see this white dragon begin moving menacingly closer to you, obviously wanting to do harm to you and take your stuff, Aelion, you're the first to react.
I will pull out my bow. I'm going to use my bonus action to Hunter's Mark this dastardly dragon. And
Dastardly
shoot some
dragon.
arrows at his face.
Okay. 23 and 22 will hit.
Oh, running. These dragons are favorite enemies.
They are.
4 to each of those.
So 22 and 13 for 35.
Yes.
Okay.
I'll move up a little bit. Don't want to get right next to Bjorn, but I'll go hereish. Well, that's it.
All right, unleashing 3 arrows as you mark the target, seeing it moving down this hoard of gold, which is stacked a few feet high. Gold and silver and other items all mixed into this hoard. It's fairly sizable. Aelion, make a insight check, just because dragons are your favorite enemy. As you're looking, it seems to be a pretty sizable hoard for this somewhat younger white dragon. It seems a bit large for it. Alright, anything else you're going to do?
No, that's it.
Alrighty.
Wait, if it's the favored enemy, did the favored enemy damage get added?
Yes.
Yeah, I forgot to add
Okay.
that with +2 arrows.
Gotcha.
Alright, so as Aelion's noticing that, he watches the white dragon still trying to move forward, but then you see some rocks falling, especially right next to you, Markinor, and you hear a low growling sound as you see another white dragon's head poking over the edge of this kind of mantled cliff over on the side of this room where it was hiding.
What the heck?
Clever girl.
And she will immediately blast out a cold breath. Markinor and Aelion, I need Constitution saving throws, please.
Okay.
Oh boy.
You do not get the +3 because you're just outside.
Yeah. Dang it, I knew
That's
I should've
11
gone
and
for
22.
No, I get 25.
Or I got 25, sorry.
Yeah.
All right, so as this blast of icy air filled with chunks of ice begins spraying over Markinor and Aelion, both of you catching the full brunt from this hidden dragon. It encompasses you both. Markinor able to fight off the icy cold, though, only taking 24 points of damage, but Aelion unfortunately taking the full 49.
Oof.
I'm gonna use that. So I will also take 24.
Okay. Alright, using your reaction to do so. Alright, so with that, she blows out the icy air, and then you see her retreating, kind of disappearing. Those of you towards the back can still kind of see her, but those closest to the mountain there, not having a clear line of sight of her now. Alright. Aeson, seeing what's happening, is going to look around, look down at his sword, and kind of shake his head, and he's going to pull out the heavy crossbow again, taking shots at the one that just cold breathed and saying a silent prayer under his breath, hoping that it hits. Actually, alright, so you're going to see Aeson looking around and kind of heeding Markinor's words. He's going to try to step over to the side a bit. And as he does so, he yells out to all of you, says, "You've got all this. If you need my help, I'll move into battle. But for now, just please take this." And he infuses his words with a bit of magic as he casts his leadership traits. So for the next minute, whenever a non-hostile creature that is within 30 feet of him makes an attack roll or saving throw, you'll get to add a d4 to its roll.
Yeah.
Alright, that will be Aeson's turn, though. Kaylin.
Okay. Sorry. How much higher is the one on the ridge from the one below?
She. Do.
Yeah, I was curious. Yeah, how much higher is that ridge from
It
where
is
I am?
30 feet.
Oh,
Okay. That makes a difference.
and then these are, I'm guessing, like elevated platforms around the edge here.
Yeah, it would make it the whole platform. If you go up that, will be easy to climb. You will still have to climb it though to get up there. There's no stairs or anything leading up there.
Right.
Giant stairs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, seeing that they're that much higher, gonna oops, fire at the one to the north
Okay.
with our old standby Eldritch Blast. And just suck. Wow.
All right. Whipping around this rock, kind of interposing itself between you and the dragon. You fire off 3 Eldritch Blasts and unfortunately just cannot bend them around. Not enough wiggle into the attack, and all 3 will miss.
Alright. Then I'm gonna just move back a little bit.
Okay.
See you later.
All right. Anything else?
Nope, that's it.
All right. So Kaylin, firing off the attacks, unfortunately missing. As Markinor, you were a bit surprised at this dragon that's now hidden itself back atop this ledge. What would you like to do?
So it's 30 feet to get up. Same going this direction as well. If I go east, so like up that way.
Let me double check because I think climbing may have a negative effect on you.
Well, climbing straight up is half movement, so I wasn't sure on this one because it looks like they're kind of like platforms. So I wasn't sure if it would be a little easier coming up those versus going straight up the incline.
I mean, climbing up straight up is going to be very difficult. This side has the clefts and stuff that you can climb on. Each foot of movement costs 1 extra foot, so that would be half movement essentially. I'll let you make an athletics check to see if you can move at a normal pace.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, scurry on up those bad boys.
Yeah, let's do that. And then I want to get right up here to this guy and kind of give him the friendly wave and then smack him in the head with the hammer.
Uh-huh.
And a second time. 21.
Both will hit.
Okay. So 13 and 12. And then I'm going to use 1 count of War Priest and smack it again. 25
Also hits.
for another 10.
Okay.
That'll be my turn.
All right, so swinging away as you climb up, vaulting up, kind of jumping from stair to stair, even though these clefts were much too large for a normal person. You just kind of vault up them very quickly. Jumping up to this dragon, her head lowered down low towards you, and you swing the hammer 3 times, clocking her across the chest and head with all 3 attacks. She kind of stumbles back a bit, taking a good chunk of damage, but still looking very deadly. Berwin.
Do you have the dire wolf token over?
I always have the dire wolf token.
Oh boy. I need it, please. In a wild shape. That -6. I'll change that.
Yeah, you'll need to fix that. All right, add turn. 8.14.
Also, I love how the one of the dragons actually did roll a 1.
Mm-hmm. All right, and bye-bye, Berwin. Okay. You'll appear approximately there.
Oh. 2. There we go. Ah, that's plenty of distance.
Because direwolf.
Because I'm a wolf. I'm going to move right up to this one.
Okay.
And attack it twice. Character sheet. Alright. Did I get the buff from Aeson?
Yeah. As long as
Okay.
you can hear and understand him.
No, that I can add just a D4 to attack, though, on a NPC character sheet.
I mean, you can just...
Do I need it for a 19?
19 will hit.
Okay. And 15. 17?
Also hits.
Yay. All right. 7 and 15.
All right. For a total of 22. Okay.
Yep. That's it.
All right. Berwin, morphing into his dire wolf form as the great sword Waith slips off his back and into the jaws of his dire wolf form. He takes off, galloping across the cavern floor, moving up to this giant that's moving down off the mountain of gold, swinging twice, hitting twice, drawing red blood, now scarring the white scales. But it is going to immediately look at Berwin and is going to attack 3 times. Okay. All right, 22, 14, and 26, Berwin.
The 14 will miss.
All right, so lunging out with its bite, chewing down onto you, it tries to rend you with both its claws, only scoring 1 as you kind of twist out of the other. You will take a total of 18 plus 14, which is a total of 32 points of damage.
All right.
All right, that'll be its turn. Just squaring up with the direwolf. Aelion, back to you.
So I'm gonna do something I have not done yet. I'm gonna conjure animals.
Ooh.
Cast conjure. I'll make another
Okay.
direwolf.
Having to search and make sure I have a direwolf available for this.
Oh, we could create our own little horde, Aelion.
Right.
Okay.
Forever.
Dire wolf.
Also, hi chat. How you doing tonight?
CR1. So I think you can
Yeah.
make 2 of those.
2 of them. Yeah, so I have 2 direwolves. Yay.
Okay. Well, this is getting out of control real fast.
Now there are 2 of them.
Okay. Actually, 1 second. Let me fix this.
There
Direwolf.
are 2 of them.
All right. So you'll take your action to do that.
Mhm. I'll move them up to that dragon and have them attack. They attack on my turn. They have their own.
They have their own
so
initiative.
Okay.
They'll attack me on their turn.
This is just good practice for when Kai has an army of skeletons.
Yep.
Does
Can
he
be
just
under
summon
control.
those and dismiss them? Or do they always follow him?
They follow for 24 hours and then they become hostile. So basically, the point is you send them in as meat shields, let them get destroyed, and then raise another one.
Can you attack them?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, yeah.
100%. Yeah. And they remain under your command, like no matter what. So you could just tell them to fucking stand there and take the beating.
If you're like at 23 and a half hours, just beat the crap out of them,
Just
kill
beat
them.
the crap out of them. It's fine.
All right. Okay, so they will go in initiative 4.
Gotta be a dire wolf party over here.
You can summon them within 60 feet. So if you'd like to put them elsewhere, you should be able to control those 2 tokens now.
Yes, yes, I can. So I was here. Yeah, alright, so I'll use this slide tool.
It's getting out of hand very quickly. It's fine. And if you look in your journal, you should have a character sheet for Direwolf summoned.
Nice. Yes, I do.
Alright, so you can do your attacks and everything when it gets to their turn. Alright, anything else you'd like to do aside from moving?
No, that's it.
Okay. Alrighty, so with that, the one up here next to Markinor is going to lunge out, her teeth and fangs bared as she does so. Actually, no, she doesn't. She is going to just immediately
She, of course,
unleash
is.
another cold, icy breath right in Markinor's face. Another Constitution saving throw,
F
please.
you.
All right, succeeding once again, but still taking some damage. That'll be 26
6
points of damage. All right, as she unleashes this right in your face, you're just unable to dodge completely out of the way, bringing up your shield to try to block some of the damage, but it's very cold up here now. Aeson, seeing things going on, is going to take a few steps back and attempt to assist Markinor with his heavy crossbow.
Get him. Get him.
Firing off one shot. Fires up. He does hit the dragon with it, but unfortunately, that one damage though. Unfortunately, it just bounces and breaks. The bolt of it, the heavy bolt, just breaking on the surface of this dragon's scales. That's too thick for him to pierce with that wimpy shot. Kaylin.
Okay. Alright, so So yeah, Kaylin's gonna move up to here. I'm sorry, here. Yeah, perfect. Okay. And cast Blight on the Northern Dragon.
Okay. Con save.
Yeah.
Oof. All right.
So 30.
Crispy 4. All right.
This is cool.
And that is it.
All right. So more necrotic energy now coming from Kaylin this time instead of Berwyn, creeping along this dragon. The black kind of tendrils of just seeping away life, creeping across its neck. It tries to shake it off, but the tendrils remain for a few moments, doing a good chunk of damage to this dragon. Markinor.
Hammer strike. Hammer strike. Going
13.
to use one of my channel divinity for guided strike. So plus 10.
All right, so 23. Both attacks will hit.
All right. So, and boom, 19 points of damage. Bonus action. Reach into my pouch, grab my last potion of greater, and get 12 points of healing back. And then not hate my life quite as much as I did a second ago. And that'll be my turn.
All right, so healing up a bit as you swing the hammer twice, able to land both shots. The dragon taking the hits, but still coming forward. as you down another potion, feeling a little bit better, but it is still not great.
It's scary up here, guys.
All right.
It was scary over here for a second.
All right, suddenly direwolves.
Suddenly direwolves.
Alien, that'll be you.
All with advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Which, I like the dire wolves existing right now a lot. Also, ooh.
Ooh. 2 9s. They lunge up trying to grab hold of this dragon, just unable to as they're kind of shaken
Man.
off. Both the direwolves missing their attacks.
Those
Okay, they
those
give me
rolls are
advantage.
bad.
Direwolves doing anything else? I'll take your silence as a
You're
no.
muted.
Sorry about that. Yeah, no, that's all I do.
Okay. All right, moving right along. 2 more direwolves joining into the fray. Surprisingly on your side, Berwin. Well, not that surprising.
We come to the pie part of initiative order. Now I want pie.
Now I want pie.
The 22 hit.
Yes.
13. 17. If I remember right, hit.
17 and 22 both hit. Sorry. Just reporting
23 total damage.
23. Nice. Nice.
Bonus action. I will first level combat wild shape.
All right, healing up a bit as 2 heavy hits from Waith come out. Nice max roll, I think. Yep.
Yep.
The assistant of the other direwolves being very beneficial right now as they're distracting this dragon, if not really doing any damage to it. Especially as it rears its head back, kind of splitting the difference between one direwolf and Berwin, and lets out a cold breath. So Berwin and one of the direwolves, this one will make a Constitution saving throw, please.
On save.
Yarp. All right, Berwin will succeed. Other one, not so much.
That poor other one, though.
The other one's probably gone.
Oh, super low roll, unfortunately, for the dragon, as this cold bashes into the direwolf, doing 33 damage and 16 to Berwin. All right, that is its turn. Kind of thrashing about and such as we get back to Aelion.
Alright, I'm gonna first I'm gonna move a little bit. Can I see this guy up here?
From that perspective, no. You need to be at least 30 feet away from the ledge. A little bit further. I mean, back where Caitlin is, or anywhere in that area, you'll be able to see up top.
So I'll kind of go behind Kaylin a little bit. Stick my bow out. And shoot some arrows at it.
Shoot it.
Okay. 21 and a 20 will both hit. Using your beefy arrows.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
12 and 14 damage for 26.
Mhm.
All right.
And that'll do it.
All right, Aelion rushing back behind Kaelin, kind of sliding to a stop as he raises up his bow to his cheek, just seeing the back half, the top half of this dragon, its wings moving back and forth as it's fighting Markinor. Just as the cold breath kind of eking off to the southwest subsides, you fire off these 2 arrows, sinking it into the dragon's hide, doing a good chunk of damage. Markinor, you're definitely noticing she's starting to slow down a little bit, but not enough to not be a threat. Alright, she is going to make 3 attacks, and unfortunately not getting her icy breath back.
Unfortunately for you.
Unfortunately.
19.
19. 18.
11. Okay.
All miss.
That cloak
Thinking-
coming in clutch.
So, but it doesn't matter, because even if that would have hit me, it wouldn't have been a crit attack. Because I have
super
that
powerful armor.
adamantine armor,
True.
so
Still,
It would've
still big
hurt.
hurty, though.
it would have hurt like
It
hell,
would've
but
20 damage is still 20 damage. man.
still, yeah, 100%.
All right, 3 attacks coming out, and none of them scoring as she's thrashing at you, but your cloak of displacement causing issues as there seems to be kind of 2 of you standing there. Aeson is going to keep much the same, still trying to attack up top, trying to help Markinor. Heavy crossbow. Just
Poor guy.
poor guy, just sucks with this
guy.
thing, man. He is sad about it, as is my niece about something apparently.
Don't worry, we all feel the same way.
Okay. Oh god, he's gonna make a dex check.
Oh no.
Ah, he makes it. All right, he doesn't drop his heavy crossbow. All right, but he's just looking at it, checking it, trying to see why it's not firing it off right correctly. As it arrow or the bolt just kind of flies out and hits way against the ledge below Markinor and the dragon.
I don't think
Kaylin.
he's hit anything with that yet.
I don't think he has either.
Yeah. So which dragon looks worse?
Yes?
They're both kind of messed up. Pretty close.
Okay, well, Markinor's by himself, so I'm gonna go towards the one to my east with the normal. There we go.
Okay. 18 and 28 will hit. 12 will miss.
Only rolled an 8 on the first one. But you can't.
Okay.
So 28 damage.
Okay. Anything else?
No, I'm just gonna stay right there.
All right, 3 more force bolts of force energy flying up into the air. One of them catching just on the edge of the ledge, but the other 2 slamming into the side of this dragon. She stumbles backwards a bit from multiple attacks hitting her from down low, but still alive. Markinor.
Okay, she's alive.
For now.
I'm going to channel divinity again, plus 10 on that.
Okay, using your second channel divinity.
Mm-hmm.
Bringing down for 26 will hit.
Yep. And then one more. 18.
Will also hit.
Okay. 1, 2, 16.
Okay.
And bonus action, use a regular potion of healing
Okay.
because my health is lower than I want it to be.
Slamming down, quickly drinking another potion of healing, healing up a slight amount.
And that's my turn.
All right, 2 more hits from the Hammer of Durgan and slamming her around. You see her legs beginning to buckle a bit from all the damage. Fatigue heavily setting in, but she is still standing. To Direwolf's turn. Pack Tactics kicking in. Both of them will get advantage on these attacks. Which I don't think I remembered last time.
Neither of them rolled well.
Oh yeah, 7 and 9 on both attacks. Yeah, they're both terrible. 16 will still miss, unfortunately, but the 20 will hit. So it takes 6 piercing. It's got to make a strength saving throw.
He's wired.
You do saving throw. Doesn't have anything for strength. 16. All right, it's not dragged to the ground, but one direwolf does land a clean hit, chewing into the hide, kind of holding on, trying to bring it to the ground, but unable to do so yet.
That's the end of their turn.
All right, the other direwolf.
Oh boy! I'm gonna move up here, away from those 2 slightly, and take 2 more swipes.
All right. 24 will hit.
15.
Okay. 24 will still hit.
Consistent. And our
Consistency.
12.
All right. See this
27.
Okay. Anything else?
That's it.
All right. 2 more heavy slashes from Waith as the other direwolves are trying to bring down this dragon that swore it was going to take everything from you, but you see it's looking very weak, blood beginning to pool its feet as it stands here with 3 direwolves just attacking it over and over again. But he is still standing as it gets to his turn. He is going to... Yeah, kind of ignoring the other 2 who aren't really doing much to him. He is going to launch 3 attacks at Berwyn. 20. 12, 18.
Damn it! The first and third hit.
All right. So that'll be
Nothing
a
I can do
total
about that
of
third one.
15 and 14 points of damage, which will be 29 total.
So Berwin will take 9 points of damage.
All right. You watch as his form melts away, as his wolf form vanishes. Still right next to the dragon, and taking a little bit of extra damage from the attacks. All right. That will be its turn as we get back to Aelion.
Alright, Alien is still focused on the one on top of the ledge. But it's in the corner of his eye that there's now only 2 dragons. So he's only going to take 1 attack at first. Got
26 will hit.
12.
Okay. As you fire off the arrow, it soars through the air, and you see its head lunging back as if it's going to try another cold breath onto Markinor up there, but you catch it right at the right moment, sending the arrow straight into its eye. It lets out a low groan as its head thrashes around like a snake, and then it falls heavily to the ground.
Nice. So he sort of, again, saw it out of the corner of the eye, just a big shape disappearing. So he'll turn around and shoot his other arrow at the other dragon.
22 also hit. And go ahead and explain your double kill on dragons.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I feel like they're both also like in sync with each other. Like the other one was rearing up for another breath attack, and as opposed to it's sort of symmetrical. So the one up top, he hit his right eye. On the one over here, he hit his left eye. So then they just kind of crumple one to the right, one to the left.
Double
All
kill.
right. So as accurate arrows are fired out, Aelion opting for more bow usage here as of late, and seeing the benefit from doing so as these Legolas-style bolt or arrows are fired off into the eyes of these creatures, both of them falling almost simultaneously, rolling on the ground in their death throes before finally coming to a stop. You look around, seeing no other creatures here. Are seeing quite a bit of stuff here in the middle of the room, kind of underneath this dragon, though.
I have space in the bag.
I have space in the hole.
Oh god.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
It's thousands of silver and gold pieces.
While they're dealing with the coins, I would like to harvest the dragon corpse. So,
Okay.
Oh, Jesus.
Make a nature check.
hey man,
Oh, I knew it was coming.
you gotta make use of what nature gives you.
Okay. So harvesting for scales, right?
Yeah.
All right. You're
Right.
able to get 2 kind of small the plates of this dragon scale armor. We're not very developed yet. This was still kind of a young dragon, but you're able to get 2 of these small scales.
All right. Add those.
I'm going to open my bag of holding and pull out 4 potions of greater healing and move them to my regular inventory.
Okay.
I still have 2 more left, plus some superiors, so, you know.
Inventory management.
Inventory
the game.
management.
So as you're looking through this hoard, kind of Berwin working on it, working on the dragon, kind of moving it off to the side, you see literal tens of thousands of silver pieces and gold pieces and loose coinage. Looking through, I'll kind of go through this list. There is a lot of stuff in here. So, I'm gonna condense what I can and post it for you. There's at least 15,000 silver pieces and 12,400 gold pieces in loose coinage. You find 8 silver boxes, and as you open them, they are filled with ivory. Each of these 8 silver boxes weighs 20 pounds. The box itself seems to be worth a decent amount of money, probably around 300 gold pieces, and probably another 100 or so for the ivory inside each one. As you're looking through, you find several other kind of artistic items. You find an alabaster statue depicting a winged woman, probably worth a decent chunk of change, about 800 gold pieces. You find 7 white marble statues that, upon further investigation, do not seem to be worth much money. You see a bunch of gems, about 350 of them scattered throughout the piles of gold as well. The gems themselves, not very hardy, not very large, probably only worth about a gold piece each. You find a bunch of pewter serving pieces of serving trays and cutlery and stuff, not really worth much. You see a bunch of weapons, different long swords, short bows, things of that nature. You do find one item of note, a very ornate looking dagger that seems to hum with some magical energy. You see shields, at least 9 of them mixed into the group of this pile as well, none of them really showing up as any magic on them. You see 8 suits of armor, different plate and other things, and mixed in with it, studded leather armor and such. One does stand out, though, very shiny, very clean-looking, and unbattered set of chainmail. You find a bunch of urns that do not seem to have much value. And as you're looking through the last bits that you find amongst the gold and silver pieces, you find 61 bottles and flasks. And you do see that 4 of them seem to hold some kind of potion inside of them. And I will copy all this and then I will edit it so you see what you see. God, I need this to be so much bigger. Alright. And I'll just give you the potions because I don't feel like finding those later on. Okay, so at least 2 magical items, not including the potions in this assortment.
Holy crap.
Lots of stuff, y'all.
Oh my goodness.
Do you guys want me to pick up the potions and throw those in the bag?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So much information.
2.
Havoc, did my nature check count for both dragons or just one?
Do what now? Sorry.
My nature check to harvest scale, was that just one dragon or both?
Oh yeah, just the one.
Okay. I'm gonna mosey my way on over the climb up next to Mark and Orin. Work on that one too.
Okay, another nature check. Okay. You're able to get 4 this time, small white dragon seals.
Oh,
Inventory management.
Okay, so I'm assuming we're gonna keep the silver chainmail.
Yeah, you could probably pick that up.
Yeah, I'll put that into the hole. Uh,
toss the dagger in there too.
well, I'm gonna might want to check out what the dagger is.
Oh,
But yeah, for now, I'll put
Fine.
it in the hole. What?
fine.
You want it?
No.
Yeah, it's going in the hole then. We'll deal with it later.
Yeah, otherwise I don't have a need for anything here.
A lot of stuff. A lot of weight to deal with.
Well, that's the joys of the hole. It's not weight, it's size.
And its size.
How big is the statue?
Which one? The alabaster
The
one?
alabaster one, not the marble one.
That's a good question. It's probably about 2 foot tall.
Okay.
Probably weighs 20 pounds or so.
Yeah, it's the height. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't like a full size.
Nah, it's not a huge thing.
Okay, then we'll take that. Without any problems. Inventory management. Do we? And the silver boxes are, let's see if it's 20 pounds a piece with 100.
I mean, if you wanted to dump a 10,000 gold into the pouch, I'd still have plenty of space.
Well, I figure I can dump, once I get the big stuff in, just push everything else into the hole. Kind
Okay.
of fill it up.
I will come and assist
Alright.
placing stuff in the hole.
Putting everything in the hole. That's what you do, you put things in holes.
Shove it in.
I don't guess, yeah, the 8 boxes of silver should fit. I doubt they're that big.
God, can't spell. There we go. Portable hole. It's 10 feet deep.
10 feet deep, 6 foot diameter, so it's a...
I feel like we did the area of a cylinder before.
It's the volume. It's
So it's pi r squared times the height.
yeah, so it's 1,130 cubic feet.
Jesus.
31. So like it's a pretty big area. If these are smaller items, which I think most of them are. So.
Most of them are. The
Wild.
gold is going to take up a big chunk, and silver if you want to put all that in there.
Yeah, well, I kind of figured it would be filling in all the space around everything else. It
Yeah.
would take up most of it. Yeah, no, I'm
Yeah,
fine with that.
I'll allow all the gold and silver to be done, and then the items from this hoard, but your hole is going to be full.
Yeah, well, I'm not taking all the items because it's just not worth it. Like the serving pieces and
Right.
the 7 white marble statues that have no value. Nothing. 7 suits of armor, 9 shields. Nah. Taking 1 dagger and 1 suit of armor. No urns, no bottles. So yeah. So 15,000 silver and 12,000.
Yeah, we'll say that's all in there, plus whatever items you kept, and then
Yeah.
portable
So-
hole is
Okay.
stuffed.
Works for me. We still have space in the bag though.
Yep.
All right. It's going to take some time to collect all this stuff. It would take all of you working together probably an hour to go through and gather all of this and shove it into the hole and such.
Sure. Direwolves disappear.
Oh, yes.
And then I fold it up and put it in my pocket.
Bye, doggies.
They'll come.
We'll be back later. Okay.
That whole time. Like, sort of in between.
All right. What would y'all like to do?
Gonna go back out the way we came, or is there a passage we can't see up here?
There wasn't anything back here in this little alcove, was there?
You saw some more like rough-hewn timber and stuff had been dragged down here. You assume that's probably a bed for one of the dragons. That's
Okay.
it, though.
Okay. Then,
Set out.
yep.
All right, so moving back into the Great Hall. You look around, see nothing has really changed since your battle with the dragons and your post taking the horde for yourself. Still see this large cavern, another boulder kind of largely sitting over here, blocking another path you assume, and 2 paths leading off to the south down here.
And just for the hell of it, I'm gonna cast Pass Without a Trace. I can.
Okay.
Do we try and make that other boulder, or just continue to the open path?
Yeah. Might as well go for the boulder while we're here.
We don't pass up things that look like they could be.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, let me come help you with this, Markinor.
Yes. Please do. I would appreciate it.
All right, moving another boulder. It's another athletics check with advantage.
Athletics check. Not
Okay.
terrible.
As you're grabbing hold of this boulder, it's kind of oddly shaped, and you can't really get a good handhold on it. You see Aeson struggling much the same, and the thing barely budges a little bit, but then stops.
All right. Deep breaths. All right.
Aeson reaches down, spits on his hands, kind of nods to you. We'll get it this time.
One more time. Grab onto it. Yank. Ugh.
Grabbing hold of it, it's very heavy. Aeson slips off, and as it begins to move, and unfortunately it doesn't move at all once again. Aeson looking back. This one's a great deal heavier than the other one.
A little stubborn, yes. All right. Well,
Aeson kind of holds out his sword and say, I could try again if you'd like.
all right. One more. If not, we'll move on.
Very well, very well. He kind of leverages the greatsword against it and gets ready to heave.
Okay. And once again. 21.
This time, as you move through, Aeson leveraging it with the greatsword that digs into the ground a bit before the rock or the boulder begins to slowly move. As it does so, sliding with this heavy grating sound off to the side, you hear another sound, and it takes you a moment before you realize that it's heavy footfalls. And you see a somewhat perplexed and very large giant on the other side moving towards you. And that's where we're going to go ahead and end the session for the evening.
Yay!
Perfect. The suspense.
Hi, giant friend.
Surprise! Frost
Surprise.
Giant. Alright, everybody's stuck right there, and that is going to be it for tonight.
You'd be surprised the Frost
Yay.
Giant, or be surprised by the Frost Giant.
Or both.
If he was closer, you would be surprised, quite honestly. But he wasn't quite over there yet. He was kind of like, what's going on? I hear that thing moving back and forth. And he started to approach, tried again, started to approach again, and got right there before y'all finally moved it. All right. None of y'all died.
None of us died.
Yay!
We all survived. One more
Got
round.
very close, but yeah.
Very close.
Very close. The Giants were not having any of your shit in that last battle. Dragons, though,
Yeah.
they didn't stand a freaking chance.
Yeah, no. No, they didn't.
That short rest helped.
I was wondering
Yes.
if I should have brought the direwolves out for the Giants, probably. But
All
My
right,
targets never hurt.
gonna end stream.
Bye, stream.
Let's dream.
All right, so that's going to do it for us tonight. But thank you all for tuning in and joining us for tonight's session. Quickly looking over any notes we have. I don't really have anything special for tonight. again, we're going to be here tomorrow for Civil War, so we hope you'll tune in for that, 7:30 Eastern. Then we're back here on Friday for our Stealing Dragons campaign, 9 p.m. And then Entropy finally gets to start back up this coming Sunday for the first time in a couple months. So we're looking forward to